That's what I love on your face. What's going on, ladies and gents? Another one, another special, nice. We're gonna give him a lengthy episode.
Yeah, this is gonna be very lengthy.
Lengthy episode, but it's all good though, because we always try to give the best, as always, right? Always try to put the best material together. What's going on? You ready? All right? You ready? Yeah.
Don't care about no flip phone. I'll call you and you call me and that's it. And I ain't no telephone number. I'll stay on the phone with you about that.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Both Sides with DJ
and Hanee
podcast. This has been a nice long journey.
Yeah.
Definitely. First and foremost, welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
It's another week, another weekend, another hour and some change with your favorite couple by now. We don't even mean to meet things like an hour. Like the set time is supposed to be an hour, but everything just goes over.
It is what it is. I mean, it is what it is. You get great content, so you listen.
That's it. Nice show planned for you guys.
Yes.
We had an exciting Women's History Month.
Yes, we did. We had a good influential part.
A bunch of great women and great examples, great educators, great business women, entrepreneurs on the show this week.
All different aspects of life.
There you go. So this episode we're going to end off Women's Month with another woman.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes.
This episode, later down the episode, we'll have Jerica Carter joining us, Miss Phyts Fitness herself. Come to share some tips, some inspirational stories. Basically how to get your diet right, all the mind and spiritual things you need to get your body growing. Why don't you wake up?
I'm up from in and out. I'm up. Oh my God.
You guys, like, this has been a long, I guess 3 episodes, 3 weeks.
Yes, it has. It really
If you guys haven't been following, Hanee has been sick the last 2 episodes, and in between last episode and now, Hanee was diagnosed with pneumonia. Now I know it sounds serious because it is.
But it's different.
Definitely the season, but she caught it right at the very beginning before anything got serious. So
yeah,
kudos to being aware and running to the ER.
And a good support team. I mean, between you and my mom. I think I would have not went to the emergency room. I would have probably just coughed it out until I met my other doctor.
Sitting here watching you smile, I'm like, when I went to the hospital and I seen like sick, I met you at the hospital, I seen like sick people around, and I'm just like, you know, maybe this is the wrong hospital for her because I think this girl is cuckoo. Seriously,
why,
I'm like,
because I'm
down
the block?
Yeah, Bellevue was down the block.
So
and on top of that, I'm sitting here with you, and it's just like, oh man, this girl's just cuckoo.
Cuckoo, quirky.
You're
Maybe
just
quirky a little. We're not cuckoo.
You're
Everybody has a cuckoo side to them. What about your cuckoo-ness?
I'm cuckoo in a cuckoo sexy way or something. Like what? You cuckoo like bounce off the walls, gotta lock you in a cage type of cuckoo.
I'm just an energetic person, so it just happens. It bounces off of people. That's the way we do things.
Okay. Well, people be safe.
Yeah.
Cover up. I know the temperature and the weather is changing off and on these days with this New York City spring weather that we get, which is really late winter. So you guys bundle up. Make sure that everything is covered.
Yeah.
Neck, head, especially head, because this one right here.
It's hats. I've always had my neck covered. I do.
Rarely wears hats. She
And
thinks her dreads.
No. It's not that. For some reason, I lost my hat. I can't find it, just like my gloves. I lost my set of gloves and I
You
bought
lost
this
those
shit.
gloves
Every year I buy it.
2018 size.
No. Did I?
Yes. That was like 4 months ago.
Well, I think, ladies and gentlemen, people should be wary of certain symptoms. Everybody might presume like certain things that you may be going through.
All right, doctor.
Well, I'm just saying, always be wary and always make sure you do a double, sometimes a triple check.
Honey's been having a hard week. You can hear it in the tone of her voice.
What?
Honey's cat, Sonny, is
well, you know, it just feels like everything's just happening.
Yeah, if she's not herself, here I am again, carrying the team, Honey. So Sonny, we're just sending a little prayer up for him on the podcast. That's a little personal note for us. Yeah. Honey's cat, who is suffering from some kidney problems. Jumping into the show,
can you just hold a minute? We have one thing I have to, because I was so adamant about you knowing this and I was wrong. So last episode we were talking about Crazy Rich Asians, and I kept on saying to you, no, you know who Charlie Wu is. You know Charlie Wu. He's like, I don't know no Charlie Wu. I don't know Charlie. And the whole thing was, the character's name was Charlie Wu, but the man's name was Jung. Ken Jung.
I don't know who that is either.
What?
Jussie Smollett.
Did I just go through that whole episode for you?
Charges has been dropped this last week that just passed. If you guys haven't been following us, we've been following the story, going back and forth or whatever the media's been delivering us. But right now,
he is free.
Charges are dropped.
But in return of that, he actually did community service, and he forfeited his $10,000 bond.
Yep, I saw that. What you think? Like, there's no truth to this, or will ever know the truth?
I think there was. You know, one thing I do notice when it comes to certain situations, especially like the average crime you would have on a typical American. I should say, well, I guess a blue or white collar worker, as opposed to somebody working in Hollywood. Everything gets a little, the judicial system is different.
Yeah.
I think he did what happened, but because, you know, it's such a high profile case.
How those high profile cases normally get that special attention,
so I think
that drop, no non-explanational,
right.
Drop of a case. I saw some memes today, which my mom actually sent me, with R. Kelly. He had his glasses down like this, asking, and he was saying, I heard they dropping cases in Chicago. So I thought that was funny. I mean, of course we wouldn't want nothing like that to happen.
No.
But hopefully Jussie will get his ish together, and hopefully, move on and grow.
But what does that say as him as a character? Because
we'll never know what his real character is now, because we don't know the truth. We can only suspect that just because it was a high-profile case, it got dropped.
Not only that.
And then we continue to keep the opinion we had before, or you can assume that they were dropped because they were, it wasn't really a hoax or anything like that.
Right, and then another thing is, if some people love to read the releases of the transcripts, it's not going to happen. It's been expunged. You're never going to see it.
Never.
And he has some good lawyers. To have that happen within a couple of days, to have something already done, it's amazing.
We got a bunch of things planned. It's a nice long show. We're going to jump right into sports now.
Yeah.
A bunch of things happened in sports this week. A bunch of people retired. What do you think it is? Like, what do you think is the most satisfying and glorifying thing for an athlete to say, yes, I can retire on this note? Is it like
stability, health, happiness, love?
You sound like a Care Bear. I'm talking about like, money is good, but I'm talking about like career stats, championships. Yeah. Well, I mean, all of that stuff.
Yeah, I said I just didn't.
You did the
translation. Yeah, I didn't.
But I'm talking about like where at a point an athlete can feel like I have accomplished. What do you?
Sometimes I was in the way I would say the top of your game when you won certain accolades and you like
personal or team stats.
It could be both, but some people feel like if it's team stats, it becomes like I need to have my personal, at least one personal stamp. I can say, okay, I'm good. I can retire.
I feel like with a lot of sports, you don't get to really you it's hard to choose your destiny and what sport,
Right.
and what team you're gonna play for, what organization, what luck and injuries and all of that, and timing and all of that will come into you achieving all of those things. So for me, if I was an athlete, I would hope that my personal accolades can help rise up my team to win more team achievements or, you know, championships and stuff like that. But because if it's just the team thing, I could be the 15 guy on a basketball bench, and nobody will ever remember me. Nobody would ever. I'll be a champion. They'll invite me, you know, to the ceremonies and stuff like that. But nobody's gonna remember me. Right. Nobody's gonna remember me. So hopefully you are the person. Your personal accolades help rise a team to those team achievements. But I think if I was like a football player and I broke all like Peyton Manning type records and all that, I'm done. I don't. If I never won a Super Bowl, I'm fine with that, because they treat Dan Marino like he's God. He never won a Super Bowl.
I think it was a struggle. I think it was the sportsmanship he gave to the sport. I think sometimes you weigh out the options of what they was capable of doing and giving in the same moment.
I mean, he had a chance to win a Super Bowl and stuff, but he didn't.
But not all of them are able to win. Not everyone's able to win all different types of championships depending on the sport that they play. I think it just depends on your mental state of mind, because sometimes you can be great at all you do and never win anything, never get recognized for anything, but they give you all the money that you deserve, but you just don't. It's not like you don't mount up to anything.
You get paid for personal accolades.
Yeah,
you like I said, you could be the 15 guy on that bench, and your salary could be the lowest, and it won't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, there you go. So shout out to all the retirees.
There's a few.
Rob Gronkowski of the New England Patriots. And I want to get into Rob Gronkowski's career in general as a tight end, but not this episode. We got a lot to get into. Sometime down the line, maybe I can bring somebody in on it.
I hope to see him in the movies. I think he would be a good actor for some reason.
I think Rob.
He has that.
Rob is cheesy. Rob reminds me of that dude. Remember we met in AC at one time, and
that loud dude.
Yeah, he was loud. He had barbecue sauce. Yeah, but that reminds me. He reminds me, like, it's just,
he's like frat boy style. He reminds me of that. That's why I was like, he could be in those type of.
But I've seen some cool frat boys, and I just didn't. You know, I like his game on the field. But that personality that everybody loves and stuff like that's why I want to get into that.
Is it too boisterous?
Down the line. We'll talk about that, hold that subject. We're going to get through these topics today real quickly. Ichiro Suzuki.
That's awesome. Is he? Honestly, I'm not on baseball like that, but is he one of the longest?
He has to be. 20 years. 20 years, as long as my life almost.
Whew. I don't think I could do baseball that long.
Yeah, so shout out to Ichiro. He was actually a Yankee for 3 years.
And is he one of the oldest athletes to retire?
He gotta be.
Because he's 45.
Not the oldest, but definitely close.
Within range?
Yeah.
Okay.
Played long time MLB in baseball in Japan. Shout out to him, 7-time All-Star. Ichiro Suzuki, another one. Jordy Nelson, retired.
That took me by shock. I didn't see that.
He is second all-time in Green Bay. Touchdown passes caught.
What is it? He became a free agent and then he retired, or did he just?
He was a free agent, signed to Oakland last year. Played 1 year in Oakland, or was it 2? I can't remember, but I think he played a year in Oakland and then retired this year after they cut him. They released him and then cut him, and then he retired. So that's Jordy Nelson. I think Jordy Nelson is one of the baddest white wide receivers I've ever seen. And I don't know if it's Aaron Rodgers making him look good, but he was definitely one of the baddest white wide receivers I've ever seen. I said, who else can you think of? Like, everybody think of like guys like Wes Welker and all the short guys was playing slot. Like, he didn't play slot all the time. Like, he played dominant receiver all the time. He was definitely. Shout out to Jordy Nelson. I like watching him play. I had him on my fantasy football team a couple of years too.
I had him once.
Yeah, you did have him. You picked him that year. He got funny story.
Oh my gosh! Here we go.
Hanee wants to play fantasy football, so I invite Hanee into a fantasy football league with me and the boys. So Hanee, and you'll learn as you get to know us more. Hanee is a big talker. She's all mouth. Like, as you can see her making little kitty side faces inside, yeah. She talk trash about stuff she don't even know. I swear, she'll talk trash about trash, and that's trash. So she comes and talks all of this. I can draft. I know how to do the football. This. So I put her in, let her get in on the league. It's a money league. Nice pot for NFL fantasy football. Hanee goes. And with draft time, she's texting me the whole time, asking me who to draft. So I'm like, oh man, this girl done BS her way all the way to the big boy league. Here we go. Hanee drafts Jordy Nelson right after Jordy Nelson got an ACL tear or something like that. Yeah. But everybody clowned her, but clowned me more for bringing her into the group.
You know what really?
Look, if you don't know what you're doing, don't front.
It's not that. And then most of my players were from the Redskins. That made it even worse.
That made
you guys really clowned on me because of that. Because why would she pick on most of them?
Of course.
I'm
walk it like you talk it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do those things for, I try to show you, and this is where Hanee is wrong, because I really try to show and walk Hanee through things, but Hanee really puts her foot in her mouth literally every time. Every time.
Well, last year, we did mock trials and stuff. We did that.
She really did good drafting this year, but that's because she's on my training program. She's been training with D. I'm actually a champion this year in my NFL football league, but that's neither here nor there. Shout out to Chris Bosh. I'll save the other loser for last because he's a loser. Chris Bosh of the Miami Heat. Everybody know that he retired due to blood clots, and they retired his jersey in Miami this week, which was a nice sight. You got to see him get hyped again, like he normally got hyped.
I just responded raw. If I say raw, you respond. That's really cool.
I thought it was. It kind of reminded me of those that era in time when Chris Bosh was on nothing but memes on Instagram. I was like, oh, he's back just for that 1 second. Chris Bosh was definitely a good player. Yeah, nobody realized how much dirty work he did in Miami to help LeBron win those championships.
See, that's a good topic. We brought up a little bit about something.
Yeah, I guess. So shout out to Chris Bosh, Miami. Connor McGregor.
Oh Lord, this man
was on Jimmy Fallon saying that he was planning his next fight. The next day retired, and then the next day allegations came out of him of domestic abuse
in
Ireland. So there you go, Conor McGregor. We won't give him too much glory, but shout out to all the retirees who deserve to retire, and everybody who worked hard to get where they were.
Yep.
And that's sports, right?
Yep.
We're gonna keep it moving. This is gonna be a lengthy interview. Like I said, we have Phyts Fitness, Jerica Carter in the building, on the line, I should say, coming on next on Both Sides with DJ Hanee podcast. A couple of other things I want to say real quick. It is Women's Month. Shout out to all the women who gave their time, starting from Madam CFO, Nicole Dorch, Brendation Bird,
and loveliness.
Miss Melissa Sujan and Olivia Lauren last week for the Lauren Simone Publishing House, excuse me. Just shout out to all of them. Shout out especially to Olivia Lauren, who was our youngest guest on the show, young lady. Yeah. So shout out to all the women doing their thing. Y'all keep doing your thing.
Women
Both sides is gonna keep doing it. Shout out to you. Yeah, you doing something too. You staying up, doing your thing. I see you over there. Don't think it's ever not, recognized. Don't wink your eye at me like, I'm trying to do a little sexy little wink. It's a little cute. I ain't no friend. All right, y'all. So when we get back, Jerica Carter, Phyts Fitness will come back and let you guys know more about her working out programs, basically her diets, everything she's followed to get where she. Remember, everything she's came from.
That's right.
This girl was 300 and some odd pounds and lost 100, almost damn near 50 pounds. So you guys may want to sit back and listen to this. Anybody who's trying to get the body right for the gym, anybody who's trying to get right for the summer, anybody who just want to get right, period, for their self, family, whoever it is, make sure you guys stay tuned.
Because she definitely has a testimony, and I believe everybody should listen.
Definitely. So we'll be back with Jerica Carter. This is Both Sides with DJ
and Hanee
podcast. We'll be back, y'all. Very good. Jussie is going to get another shot at a big time gig, or you think everybody's going to done him?
If it is going to be a biography, he has to do something. They might do a documentary on this. This is just, I don't know what to say on this.
Right.
Because it's either one. I mean, it's. I shouldn't say this, but it's good to know that somebody else didn't really get caught and thrown in the mist, as opposed to the average Caucasian man who gets away with stuff like this all the time. I don't know if it's justification for that. That's one thing I'm worried about. Like, is it sort of because we know he did wrong? Mm-hmm. And I didn't think community service. We don't even know what type of community service was given. I mean, $10,000 is nothing to him compared to us. It's like almost a whole year's rent. I mean, I don't know if to be happy or sad about the situation, because in some ways he should have paid for it.
All I'm saying is, I'm glad we got somebody to talk about fitness on our show. We gonna talk about that another day. Let's start this interview. Alright. So I'm gonna go into like a little 10-second pause, and I'm gonna introduce you and do all that stuff, and then we're gonna get it set off like that. Okay. Alright. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Both Sides Podcast with DJ and Hanee.
Hello.
Now, as promised, we have our guest, mental, spiritual, and physical transformation owner, Jerica Carter, is in the building. What's going on, Jerica?
Hey, what's going on? Nothing much over here.
Welcome to Both Sides Podcast. Thank you for joining us on this evening.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
Those of you guys don't know, Jerica is right out of Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
She is Miss Fitness herself.
Yes.
Very, very aware of everything that goes in and out the body and how to take care of it. Jerica, please let us know what got you into starting Miss Fitness.
Here we go. So this will let you guys know, I used to be 300 pounds. So I got the heaviest after my last child. She's getting ready to be 6. And something just dawned on me that, you know what, I got to get my body moving. I'm not liking how I'm looking in these pictures or just in general. And my mother was also obese. She was like 600 pounds at one time of her life. She did have gastric bypass surgery to correct that, but she didn't actually get to the root on why she was overweight. Because I always tell people, when you are doing anything, you have to get to the root. Where is the rotten root, and start from there. Some people say, well, I'm going to just turn over a new leaf. Some people say, I'm going to start all over again. I said, sometimes you got to pull up the whole tree and start all over and plant a new seed. But for me, I wanted to be around for my girls. So, and I had other health problems like diabetes. I was pre-diabetic. I had high blood pressure, and I was severely depressed. And when I started to move my body, I started to feel good. I was like, I like this feeling. And I was also getting off stress from being a stay-at-home mom, because at one time I had 3 children, all under the age of 5, in diapers and wipes. So, the gyms was not working for me because the children would cry. So that wasn't a go. Being outdoors and just being out in nature and connecting. And so I decided that, I want to give back to others the same feeling and information that I received on my journey. This journey has turned more into a spiritual journey as well. It wasn't just me physically losing weight, but it was a spiritual transformation as well. And that's how I got on this path of wellness and health and, teaching events and classes, because I feel like, I know when you move the inner part of you, the outer part of you, the inner part of you can function properly. You are supposed to move.
Okay.
So, during your journey, I just heard you say you do healing. So I noticed that it states that you're a mindful and holistic healing Can you get a little bit more into that? Because most people, like myself, I'm like sort of like overweight somewhat, but not really. And the thing about it is, like, I hear like everybody always wants to go on a diet, eat right, do this, but then you get like individuals like yourself where you say spiritually, it has to start spiritually also. Can you elaborate more on that? How does that work with you going about through this whole journey?
So with this journey and with anything in life, I tell anyone the reason why you're not having what you want, the body that you desire, or the money that you want, whatever, is because of inner work. So when I mean about spiritual, you're spirit first. You're nothing but balls of energy. When you take a deeper close within us, you will see that we're not just blood and bones. You are atom, which is molecules, which is nothing but energy. Your spirit. So a lot of times, with mindfulness, what I mean by that, everything that we do starts in our mind first. In our mind. So our thought patterns surrounding whatever it is that we're asking for. So if you say that you want to lose weight, but then you throw some negative resistance on your trail and say, well, I'm going to lose weight, but, I don't feel like working out today, or I can't afford to lose weight because I don't have the money. I don't have the time. I don't have this or that. Finding excuses. And these excuses are thoughts, which thoughts produce an emotion, which emotion is nothing but energy in motion. You're going to attract more of that because it's a strong feeling that you're having surrounding what you're saying. Then, so I'm going to lose weight kind of goes out the door because you didn't throw all this other stuff on your trail to block you from actually moving your body, doing what's necessary for yourself to get in shape. It starts in your mind first. Now, tell anyone, when you want to change your life, you have to change the conversations you have surrounding your life. Mindfulness, planting the seed. But before you can plant the seed that sustains life has to be destroyed. So all of those negative thought patterns you have surrounding whatever it is that you're asking for or trying to do has to be removed, because that's counter, like, what I'm saying, that goes against what you're actually asking for. And so once you're able to get to that point, then the growth in the life can take place in your life. So you have to be very mindful of what you're saying. You have to be mindful of what you're thinking, because all of your thoughts are basically creating the life that you see. And with me, when I told myself I had, I know everybody knows about vision boards. If you don't, vision boards, you can get a poster board from the dollar store, the drugstore, whatever. All the major retail stores sell them, Walmart, Target, whatever. And you can get old magazines or clippings of pictures and clip out what you feel that you are kind of like gravitated to. For me, I started cutting out pictures of how I felt when I was 175 pounds or 170 pounds. And I had that over top of my bed, and I would look at it every day. The more I looked at it, the more I worked out, the more I started feeling good, the more I will attract my results into my life. And so that's what I mean by being, working on your spirit and also being mindful, because, hey, you have to be, conscious of that, with anything in life.
Now, I know you said that your mom kind of dealt with similar issues, and you're a mom yourself, and you said you had 3 kids under the age of 5, and you were dealing with these issues. How does being a parent also add, stress on, trying to take care of yourself? Because you do want to be as healthy as possible to, enjoy, life with your children.
Yes. I mean, it is a challenge. I will say that. And it requires balance. But I know if I'm not doing what I need to do for myself, then how can I be the best mother I can be to my children? So as I state to my participants and my clients in my classes, I tell them that, you cannot continue to pour from a cup that you're not refilling. So if I'm not refilling my cup, doing what's necessary for myself and my mental health, and the work that I need to do for healing myself, then I'm not able to help my children or be there for them. My mother did suffer with depression, and she, started to drink, because she had this surgery where they make your stomach the size of an egg, and she had this back in the early 90s. So this was like an upcoming surgery. They didn't really know too much about it, but I will say, when you have that type of drastic cosmetic surgery, it is important that you do some type of counseling, some inner work to get to the problem. You can try to cosmetize or whatever the problem, but if you don't get to the root, the tree is gonna rot. My mother died at 41 years old. If that makes sense. Excuse me, I was slurring my words. I was trying to think about the right words to say, but she died at 41. So you lost the weight, but you still didn't fix the problem. Right. And so then you're not around for your children, and now she's not around to see her grandchildren. So for me, wake up call. I didn't want to take a weight loss pill or shake. I'm not knocking nobody who, want to take weight loss pills or shake. But if you don't do the inner work, then you're still not going to be no good to yourself or any of your family or loved ones. It starts with self-care and loving yourself. This is how you show love and appreciation. And also, too, you're breaking cycles. For me, this was like a cycle, because energetically, we inherit cosmetic debts from our parents. So how they were feeling energetically when they were conceiving us, and whatever was going on in our childhood that we were present of, it's been passed down to us if we don't know how to heal and correct the damage. So with me, it was passed down to me, and while I was losing this weight on this journey, it was about me breaking cycles as well, overcoming the depression, learning how to manage it by exercising, because I felt better after exercising and releasing that stress, because that's what you're supposed to do. You sit around and move your body, you all balled up, walking around tense all day long. That's why your neck and shoulder hurt, your legs hurt, because that's energy that's stored inside your joints that you're not releasing. So for me, when I was able to move my body and exercise, then I felt like a better mom, because my children they don't really stress me out as much. I'm kind of more calmer, and then I also involved them into what I'm doing.
I was going to ask you that just now, like, how influenced are your kids seeing mommy do all that hard work?
They're actually proud of me, and tonight actually I was rehearsing for an event that I have next week that's coming up, and I was showing them some of the routines, and they were actually dancing with me, and they were smiling and laughing as we were dancing and doing the routines together. And and then they come with me, so they see me doing this, and they're proud of me. And then sometimes when they're doing their own little imagination playing, they pretend like they're group fitness instructors, or they workout instructors, and they be leading their own class. So I'm happy that I'm able to put that imprint on them, so they know that they can do whatever it is that they're passionate about, and they know that I'm passionate about, and they get to travel with me when I go to different classes. They're going to be on spring break next week, so they will be coming with me while I'm working.
So you talk about classes. What classes do you offer or go about showing others?
I offer gentle cardio classes for my older active adults. So those are my people are like older people, like 55 and up. We do chair aerobics. I do chair Zumba, like Zumba Go, and like silver sneakers. I also offer a dance hip hop class. I don't know if you guys ever heard
I saw that, and I was gonna ask, like,
mixed fit. Yeah,
like you really got everything all mixed in, and that's probably what really attracts everybody to Phyts Fitness. The fact that you got the hip hop, you got the, the cardio and all that stuff involved.
Whatever you need. You know, you got it to gain, man. You got to be all man. You know what I'm saying? So whatever the people need, I'm here for you. So I feel like one of the things that helped me to actually get active was dancing. You can get somebody to dance quicker than you can get them to drop and do some squats or some push-ups. Mm-hmm. So let's incorporate some two-step in it or a little dance move, then drop some squats. You'll be like, oh, I felt good.
Drop down and get your eagle on, girl.
Right. Like you know, you like, what? Let me put a hump in your back and shake your rump. So it takes the, you know what I'm saying, the pressure of you actually performing some type of, we about to do some lunges, yes, but you dancing, you don't even think that you're doing lunges. Or we ready to do the electric slide, you having fun, you're laughing, you're releasing those endorphins, and you're like, you know what, that was real fun.
Basically, let me go to a party and work out real quick.
Go ahead.
That's it. How do you use your story to influence, I guess, your clients and everyone who's in your classes? Because I've seen some pictures. I look at pictures and I'm just like, wow, like this is transformation 101 right here.
Boom. That's, you answer your own question. I show them the pictures. I tell them my story. Then their move. I say, you know, there's no obstacle. There's no boundaries. You can't come with me with the excuses because I've been there and done that. I'm here now. I'm showing you physically that this here has happened because of, first, I planted the seed in my mind, and then my emotions, my consistency was how I was watering that seed each and day. What are you doing each and every day to achieve what you're asking for, this new body? You know, people come to me, I prayed to God for a new body. Well, what you think, God is going to be like a genie and just drop the new body to you? You got to do your work. You got to do the work. What an old man said, you can't stare at shit that's not moving. So you have to move your body. So when I show them the pictures, when I tell them my story, they're like, what? And that's motivation in itself. The case closed. You don't need nothing else because you see actually a physical person in front of you that has done it. That's lost over 135 pounds naturally with no shake, no diet pills, no surgery, nothing. I did it slow. I tell people it's called in the work. I said, bag lady. I said, most of the time people overweight because you're holding on to stuff from 1910. Let that go. So you can grow. It's weighing you down. You're diseased. A disease stands for a body unease. So you have to bring the balance back into the body and release by moving your body because that's what you're supposed to do. Your body is a vehicle from God to take you, to carry you throughout your life purpose. But if you too focus on trying to correct illness, you can't stay on the journey on the purpose that God has for you, which is to create and to share your story. But we get so hung up on everything else that blocks us from the bigger picture. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, that's where it's at. So that's how I use my story because I feel like, you know, our testimonies, our stories don't belong to us. They belong to other people. Mm-hmm. You know, most of my clients, some of them are older. So they want to keep talking about Peter and Paul and Job in the Bible. I said, you don't have to keep talking about them. You got your own testimonies to talk about and share so we can encourage and uplift and move with each other. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we're not talking about the same story we didn't heard 1,000 times. We know about Job, but what about you? But people be like, well, I don't want nobody to know about my story. Then how you know your story might help somebody else move past what they going through? Yes. Come on now.
So I saw some products on your website. You created these products?
Yes. So I made a line of self-care products because one, I was a mom with, you know, low money. So like I had to find creative ways to pamper myself because you got to feel good. It's all about a feeling. So once you start feeling good, then you're going to attract more things in your life that make you feel good. So I wanted to make products that actually help heal. I don't know if you guys know about Reiki. But I'm also a Reiki healer. And so I energetically charge my products with my energy for healing. Reiki, we all have it. It's like a part of us. You know, when you get hurt, naturally you put your hand over wherever you're hurt at or whatever. Or when you see animals, they do the same thing. We have that same energy within us. Sometimes in life it gets blocked or whatever, but other than that, the channels are open through me, so I'm able to heal myself and heal others. It's a universal healing, and so I feel like when we are like feeling good, it's a part of also healing ourselves, healing where we felt broken or whatever. But these products, soaps and butters, I make so you can feel good inside and out no matter what. And of course, I'm into sage. We gotta get the negative energy away from us and out our aura. So I don't make the sage, but I do carry sage and crystals and so forth, just for healing and just all about self-care and pampering and healing yourself and, you know, ascending. That's what I like to offer also as another extension of myself.
What startup regimens would you like give to anyone starting where you started from? What helped you the most as far as, you know, starting your diet in and taking care of your body spiritually and all that stuff?
Micro steps. Take one day at a time. Whatever it is that you're asking, have faith. Know that it will come to you. I did a video today when I was speaking about, you know, I did not like water. Like, you could not get me to drink.
I was the same.
Like, I would not drink any water, but I will go to Walmart and get those $1 Minute Maid juices and drink about 4 or 5 of them because they were $1.
They was 4 for $5. That's why.
Yes, God, yes. But it got to the point where I told myself, you know what, before you can have some juice, you need to drink at least 3 bottles of water. And so I started drinking 3 bottles of water. I still had my juice. And then I'm like, all right, well, I need to increase this. So then I started increasing to 4 and 5, 6, 7, 8 bottles of water. And then it got to the point where I didn't want the juice anymore because I know that the juice, I could just tell the difference. Like, I was like, nothing could quench my thirst more than water. And I felt good when I was drinking water rather than drinking this artificial juice that's filled with sugar. So I would say whatever it is, just take small steps. A lot of times people come to me, they trying to lose weight overnight. Nothing happens overnight. You didn't gain the weight overnight, so you're not going to lose it overnight. So you got to take small steps in correcting the healing and start listening to, like, go on YouTube and start listening to some inspiration, motivational speakers. Like Lisa Nichols was like a big, you know what I'm saying, part of my life. I got her book. I started doing like inner healing, journaling and so forth. Louise Hay, she's another one. Just listening to like a lot of different people on YouTube. You know, you have to surround yourself with like-minded. So if you want to better your life, you need to surround yourself and listen to people who have done the work and that are open to tell you how to do the work, like myself. So you're able to do what you need to do to heal yourself. But it does require for you to get your hands dirty. I tell people there's no shortcuts to this. And people always say, you know, they want to go to heaven. I said, well, there's no escalator to heaven. It's all stairs, baby. No elevator, is all stairs. So when you want to do anything that's required to transform your body, you have to do the work. And it's going to require some inner healing and some self-reflecting mirror work. You hear me?
Now, do you have your the kids reflect what diets you follow in the house? Because I know I stepped away from, my bad, but I stepped away from having juice and soda in my house too, because I work out as well. Probably nowhere near as much as you do, but
you probably work out more than me. I'm just more active because I'm teaching class, but
yeah, I don't got none of that stuff. None of that. I try to encourage water in my house from now. Like, I'm not even trying to get that juice. We got Minute Maid, we got, you know, Tropicana, none of that in the fridge. None of that.
That's excellent. That is commendable. Yeah, I do. My daughters, one of them told my aunt, she said, I'm a vegetarian girl. I was like, oh my God. But I send water with them to school, bottles of water. I give them water constantly. Do I still give them juice? The only type of juice they would get would be like apple juice.
The same thing.
Apple
That's like
juice.
a treat.
Yeah, and so like when they come home from school, it's mostly water because I know they haven't had enough water throughout the day.
Yeah.
So it's like water, and at dinner time, I may give them juice, but it's mostly water. I do incorporate some of my healthy eating or whatever you want to call my nutrition upon them because they need to know. So I encourage more fruits and vegetables. My youngest daughter I have a hard time with because when she was born, I was transitioning into this regimen I was in. Meat, I do implement, healthy eating habits with the children, and but I try to refrain from doing a lot of sugar and so forth because I just notice their behavior when they have a lot of sugar. They're more aggressive with each other, and I just be like, what in the world? So and I find that with just people in general too, when you work with adults, they when they drink a lot of caffeine and coffee and stuff, they can be very aggressive.
This is true. Now, personal interest, did you have to let drinking go?
I drinking. So I mean, I was never a drinker in the first place, but I do have alcohol beverage from time to time or whenever I feel, but it's not like I have to drink to feel good, or it's not like a must for me. But
that's my hardest problem. That is my hardest problem, and it's not like I'm like an alcoholic. No, I think it's my drink preference. Like, I'd rather a beer than hard alcohol more than anything, and I know beer or wine are the most sugary alcohols you could drink. But those are the things I'd rather, because I don't want to get like, twisted off a shot, or you know what I'm saying? But I know the contents of it.
Yeah. I mean, I would just say just do everything with moderation. There's nothing wrong with having, a beer, but you gotta watch that beer, because just having one beer a day or 2 beers every time you get off of work or something, you start, add up.
Believe it or not, I already suffered from that. I went, what was it, 2 years ago? My doctor said I had been drinking or binge drinking so much, like a wall of sugar started to build around my liver. Yeah, they had to give me first they gave me an endoscopy, then they gave me a colonoscopy, and then I took some stuff, and eventually it started breaking off. But I really, really try to stay away from it. I do.
Well, you definitely need to stay away from all that, because you're too young.
I know.
To be having all that going on.
All too much oscopies going on in me. You're right.
Hello. I mean, so that's why I say you gotta like watch it. It might seem, it's not gonna hurt nobody, but then eventually it does end up hurting you some way. So just slow.
So I have a quick question, because I noticed that you have stuff on your website for detox teas, crystal, and scrubs. A lot of people get into these detox teas. Are there any specific ones, or from your own personal experience, that you would encourage people to try? Or, is it something that you should do every day or a couple of days out of the week?
Well, personally, the teas that I make are made from herbs that I formulated myself by reading and researching on what herb will do for your body. So like a lot of times we need to cleanse our liver, especially if you smoke, cannabis, marijuana. It produces like a gooey, like black tar substance around your lungs. Different foods and stuff get hung up in your colon, and people are walking around. If you only pooping 1 time a day, that's not enough. You don't eat 1 time a day.
That's what I be trying to tell this one over here.
Oh, then I need to talk to you, honey child.
You're supposed to poop at least 3 times a day.
After you eat, exactly.
Or
everything that goes. Everything that go in must come out.
So then you notice you start developing like this pudge around your stomach. You like, what am I doing wrong? It's because you're full of shit. And then over time, the shit gets hardened on your colon walls. It gets hardened like concrete, like rock. You know what I'm saying? Around you. So if you're not removing that stuff out of you, then, you know what I mean? You filthy in the inside. You know what I mean? So you got to cleanse yourself. The liver, your kidneys, your colon, all your major glands. So you have different herbs that you can formulate yourself or buy detox teas. You have to read what's in the detox teas. Some of these detox teas, they just going to make you pee, urinate. Or they make you poop or whatever. That's fine, but I mean, you really have to make sure you're cleansing. Even if you do, like, my teas, when I first made them, they were a little harsh. They were strong, but I have a gentle formula in there that you can drink almost every day. It's like dandelion root that's in there. Dandelion root is good. It's to cleanse the liver. I put burdock root in there. Burdock root is good for cleansing the blood, because when you have poop and stuff sitting inside of you, you're repoisoning yourself because the poop is sitting inside of you and it's seeping in your bloodstream.
I'm like twisting and turning in my, like, as you telling me that. So
and parasites from foods, or you know what I mean, from what we eat and stuff. That stuff's sitting inside of you.
Right. So you mentioned marijuana. Just asking for a friend. So there is no basically good smoking then. There's no, marijuana's not good, cigarettes not good, smoking period, or anything you're inhaling is no good.
It's really not. We're not even supposed to, honestly, as I was researching this is some real, and I was guilty of it, being a smoker, but you're not supposed to smoke it. You're supposed to actually eat it or make tea out of your herbs. You're not supposed to smoke it because the smoke is not good for the lungs. You feel what I'm saying? It's not good for the lungs because like I said, it produces that tar around your lungs. And if you get too much of it, you're not removing that tar substance. You know what I mean? You're just making yourself sick. Some people, they lose their voice and stuff, and so many other ailments. If anything, you need to cook with it, eat it, and make healing balms or something like that for yourself. But to smoke it, nah, I wouldn't smoke it. And cigarettes definitely are out of the question.
Yeah, of course. I had to ask that for my friend.
I'm glad you asked that for your friend. But I'm saying, like, you have to get to the point where you can just wean yourself off of anything that you're doing. You can't just do anything cold turkey. And when you do anything, know you're going to have some side effects behind it, because your body has been so used and conditioned for you basically doing this, whatever you've been doing for so long. But
I've quit things cold turkey and lost sleep for like almost 3 weeks straight.
Right. I mean, if you can do that, that's cool. But most people be like, bump this. I can't do this, you know.
Yeah. Definitely something you got to wean off of.
Right. And then once you start, you know what I mean? And then once you start, like, I went on a raw food diet. And when I say I felt so light, my spirit was so light, I didn't even need 8 hours of sleep, because, you know, my body was getting the right amount of nutrients it needed to be able to thrive. That was the best feeling I felt. But when I went back to eating flesh, even if it's fish, chicken, I felt weighted down. You know what I'm saying? I didn't feel as light. And then my body had a hard time breaking that food down.
Wow.
Because you know what I'm saying, you know, when you eat plant-based, that's what your body is conditioned to eat, and you can break down the food like you're supposed to, and you know, your body's gonna go ahead and take the food, your pancreas, and make energy and give your body what is needed, and you can go on about your day. But meat, it takes forever. Your body only break down one food at a time anyway. So if you eating chicken, macaroni, cheese, greens, whatever you eat first, that's what it's gonna break down. So if it's like fried chicken and it's got oil in the chicken, it's gonna try to break down the oil first, then the skin, then the meat. You know what I'm saying? It takes a while. That's why I say, you know, you really got to be conscious in what you're eating because it takes a while for that stuff to remove out your system.
Right.
So it's like, no, and your body get backed up. So then after you know what I'm saying, it's trying to break down your last meal, then here you go putting another meal on top of your body. Like, well, damn, I ain't even finished breaking down the first meal. God, I need a break. So you have I always say you need to detox at least once a month. A really good detox where you are, you know, drinking herbal teas, drinking water, take a raw food cleanse, give your body a break. And
this is true.
See how you feel.
Right.
Now, my other question is, as like you always hear when people start a diet or they tell you when you want to eat something, you're going through that whole physical transformation, eat 6 meals a day, small meals. Do you encourage that, or do you have like a different regimen that people could actually follow through or start off with that would help them? It's always thinking like you have to eat 6 meals a day as opposed to like 3 meals commonly.
Well, I do have a meal guide, but now you're gonna have to get the book. I'm actually.
Oh yeah, there you go. Plug.
It's the book. The book is getting ready to drop. I'm so excited. I'm trying to wait. But
give us some information on that a little bit.
Okay, so basically, it's the alchemy on weight loss. Okay, so taking basically these lemons and making lemonade and open up the whole lemonade stand. So basically, I just talk about, as I talked about earlier, about, you know, planting your seed, how to actually lose weight correctly, and what you got to do. Have some journaling exercise. I break down energetically how things are passed down to us from childhood, from the womb. I talk about how self-care. So buying yourself something like a scrub, a crystal, sage, removing people out of your life that are no longer serving you, and not being guilty behind it, because loyalty has an expiration date. I'm sorry. People just expire out of your life, and you know they're holding you back from greatness, no matter how you look at it. You know, sometimes people stay in relationships is actually what's causing them to be overweight. So, you know, you have to release that. I talk about, you know, how to eat according to your chakras. That's a whole nother topic for a whole different day, but the colors, spectrums, and eating more fruits and vegetables, because I didn't count calories, I count colors. So how many fruits and vegetables I can add to my plate, you know what I'm saying, for this day. That gave me more motivation than counting calories. It got technical. I put some exercises in the book that will help with some toning and strength and stretching, so forth. So the book is going to be dope. I even talk about, you know, my weight gain and, you know, some really close to the heart and home of some intimate situations that happened to me through my childhood, even with my parents, and even my my last marriage. I talk about that and so forth. So the book is awesome. I don't have a actual date when I'm going to drop it, but I just know it's going to be soon, and I'm going to be taking pre-orders for it. I definitely encourage anyone to read it if you're definitely serious about transformation, because I've done the work, and so I'm just here giving everyone the blueprint. You know what I'm saying? The path to take. Now, you know, what worked for me may not work for you, but is this a guide for
that
you
inspiration?
To follow and give you some inspiration to start your journey, because there's not too many people you see walking around that was kind of obese that naturally lost weight without having any type of surgery.
I was gonna ask you that, like, do you bump into people who saw you possibly at your you know, your max in your weight till now, and they just like, wow, like, what the hell happened? What did you do?
All the time.
What, you know, doctor did you see? You know, all of that stuff.
Mm-hmm. They automatically think that I had surgery. They ain't like, well, you don't have a lot of loose skin. I'm like, I still have stretch marks from having children naturally, but like I said, your skin is elastic. That's why you have to get those butters from the website, the creams and so forth, because you need different types of fats and oils for your skin, because when your skin is being stretched, at it, you know, expanding and then coming back together, like, you got to make sure it stays moisturized. But then you have to make sure, you know, you can, you know, scrub the dead cells and skin, you know what I'm saying, away from you, so you know what I'm saying, you can minimize the stretch marks in appearance. So when they see me, they like, normally people who are big have like loose skin. What did you do? Well, it's important, especially for women, do not be afraid of weight training. I weight trained as well. I didn't just do cardio. So when you weight train, your muscle has memory. So what happens is you're able to shrink the skin by replacing that loose skin with muscle.
Right.
So I always tell, because some of my clients, you know, they are afraid I'm gonna get bulky. There's no way in hell you're gonna get bulky like a man unless you taking like tons and tons of supplements and you're actually training like competition wise. You're not going to get bulky. But that's what I would tell you. You know, some people, and then it is, and me personally, I carried a lot of my weight at the bottom part of my body, so I wasn't really like to the max heavy. I mean, I'm gonna just keep it 100. My breast suffered like I don't know what, because my breast was really, really big. You talking about some triple D's all the way down to a C cup, you know. So, and I feel like, you know, then having children, they okay. But they did take a hit for the 9, you know.
It's all good. I'm pretty sure it's all good.
I mean, I'm gonna be real with you. In case somebody listening, they wanna, you know, I'm not here to make it look like, oh yeah, just eat 1 cracker a day. Your body's gonna bounce back to when you never had children or you were never overweight. Your body over time, regardless if you have children or not, it's gonna change. So it's not gonna be as perfect, you know, as it was when you were in your prime, I guess, or whatever. But I was just
before you had the babies, basically.
Right. So I'm still have stretch marks. I still have it, you know, certain areas of my body I'm still working on training, but it's not impossible to correct. It's just all about your mindset, you know, and what you want for yourself and setting your intentions and not second guess yourself, not putting doubt. Stop waiting for other people to join you on your journey. You need to start it because this is all about you, so you can be healthy in your mind, body, and spirit, so you can transform your life. And this is how you transform anything that's going on in your life, pretty much, not just weight loss.
Now, I'm asking all my guests this recently, and I'm going to ask you this. How you use social media basically as your business tool for what you're doing for Miss Phyts Fitness?
By adding value to people's lives. If you're not adding value to people's lives, then your platform is not going to work for you. So by putting something on there, by uplifting you, by inspiring you, motivating you, may put a workout video up there to say, hey, you can try this for another regimen of working out, some mindful tips, what you think, what you speak, you know, speaking about, you know, just sharing tips that help me on my journey. That's going to help you, because when you're adding value to people's life and substance, that is the way to utilize social media, by adding that into people's lives.
Thank you so much, Jerica Carter. Before we get you up out of here, I want to give you a chance to let everybody know where to find you, your website, your Instagram page. Let them know where to find you at.
You can find me on IG at Miss Fitness. Just so I can spell it out for you guys. So I know it can be a little hard to find me, but it's Miss Fit. It's M as in Michael, S as in Sam, P as in Paul, H as in Harry, Y as in Yellow, T as in Tom, S as in Sam _ Fitness, FITNESS. You'll see me there. Jerica Carter is my name. Basically, Instagram is what I utilize the most. I do also have a store, but the link is in the profile there. I do have a YouTube channel as well that I'm starting up, trying to get that popping off.
Yes, do it. It's fun.
Yes, I don't know. I know this is probably, you know, I'm just trying to get the hang of YouTube and trying to find out how to edit certain stuff like my background and stuff. But I mean, it's going to work, but look me up on YouTube. I'm the same name, Jerica Carter. I'm on YouTube, so Jerica, last name Carter. And just check out some of my videos. I have some videos when I first started, I always laugh of the growth and so amazed where I first started and where I'm at now. So check me out. So I just put a new video up there today about how I use the law of attraction to actually manifest my new body, because your thoughts become things. But a lot of people don't tell you when you're trying to manifest stuff that if you second guess yourself, meaning that, everything has two subjects. So if you be like, I want $1 million, but then you don't believe that you can have $1 million, or you don't deserve you can have $1 million, then you're not going to have $1 million. And then you have to get into the feeling, what does $1 million feel like? So what does it feel like for me to lose weight? And when I'm always doing my consultation with my clients, I always tell them, I say, give me a point in time where you felt the most healthiest, or you felt the best of your life. And I was like 15 years old. I said, do you remember how you feel? I said, that's what you got to think about when you're working out or when you're trying to do everything. It's all about how you feel. It ain't, God not listening to what you're saying, is responding to how you feel, what you're saying. So that, check my YouTube channel out, my Instagram page. The links are in the profile on how to get to my online store for shea butters and scrubs and all that good stuff and goodies that can help you live the best life that you can live.
I'm definitely going to have your Instagram page tagged on the episode. So
do that. That's my biggest platform that I use is my Instagram. My Facebook, that's kind of like personal. I don't want you on there.
Don't worry. No, I'm going to lead everybody to your Instagram page. And if anytime you ever need any information on the YouTube, editing, anything like that, you can always hit me up.
When can I hit you up? Because I definitely have some questions about that. To try to get that started. Because how do you do, like, I see you guys are doing your thing, and I'm, that's what's up. This is beautiful that you guys are doing this together. I think that as couples, you must have something that you guys do together. Right. I think a lot of times we feel like we got to have separate lives. No, if you only have one thing that you're doing together that's positive and adding value to your life, then that's going to bless your relationship to grow on so many levels. So shout out to you guys for doing this and bringing topics to the surface. You know what I'm saying? Surface.
Thank you. We're having fun.
And see, when you having fun together, more of that is you're going to be attracted to it into your likeness. What? See, you got it.
Appreciate it.
That's where it's at. So, okay, so I need to talk to you. So maybe I'll call you or text you.
Yeah, definitely. You can hit me up anytime. Text a question. No, you could call me because it'd be better to call me and walk you through those.
So when you want me to call you, because we need to set up one.
Definitely anytime after the podcast. Like the weekends is best for me because that's when I'm in editing mode. Like
so Friday, I will be checking you out Saturday. What's a good time for you Saturday? Look at me.
I'll be in the house still working Saturdays. Believe it or not, interviewing and stuff like that. So I'm always working on the we're always working on the podcast. Basically Wednesday to Sunday. All of that. There's one day of recording. Everything else is just editing.
Okay, so Saturday I. 1 or 2 o'clock, that's too early for you, or what?
Nah, that's perfect. And look,
that
when you about to drop your book, you need to come give us the both sides exclusive, all right?
Oh,
we want that because we didn't know that you was dropping the book, so that was like, we ain't even write no question. So we need that exclusive when the book is dropped.
I want you guys to have the exclusive, and I want you guys to get the book and read it because I'm telling you, it's
of course, and this is basically how the circle works. It's us. Black people, I hate and I love to say it to whoever's listening, but it's us black people. We holding each other down, holding each other accountable, supporting each other in anything that we're doing. And that's really why we started this podcast, because we felt like not a lot of people have a voice and not a lot of people want to project that voice. So we help in any way we can, as well as doing our own thing, of course.
Well, that's how you keep the channels of being abundance open. That's the missing link. Like preachers don't preach about and churches don't church. They come some sow a seed. But you can sow seeds different ways. And this is how you keep your channel. So you help me, I help you. And we all are prosperous because there's enough out here for everybody to see. You know what I mean? So we've been,
especially now.
Right. It's enough. But see, we've been taught that you have to be crabs in the barrel. You know what I'm saying? But that's over with. You know what I'm saying? We extended. We not about that. It's enough out here for you, and what's meant for you will be for you. And I'm going to help you get what you need to get, because guess what? This is why I'm here. This is what I came for. If I ain't come here to hold all this knowledge to myself, what good is that? Yes. What good is that for me not to help you? Because guess what? Somebody going to help me, and then we all going to build. Then we got a whole empire state of mind. But see, you got to understand that concept. So I'm proud of you and Hanee, so you guys keep it going. I can see great things in the future, a wellness retreat. Who knows, in Cuba?
It's coming. It's coming.
Living our best lives.
As soon as we get in the off season, we're going to plan some off season stuff and just collect some content and just enjoy life like we've been doing. That's how we start.
Because the next topic y'all should talk about and have me on the show about when we talk about this marriage thing. Then talk about if you think that you should have more than one wife or husband. Okay.
Stay tuned.
Can we bring that to the surface? Because I just feel like that needs to be brought to the table, because I feel like there's also something that as Black people that we are kind of stuck. The reason why we can't go too far, because we got this marriage thing kind of backwards. You know what I mean? So let's bring it back. So I'm gonna stay tuned. I'm gonna let y'all go because I'm about to hop in the shower and do my thing for the rest of the night.
All right. Miss Phyts Fitness, herself, Jerica Carter. Thank you again.
Thanks for coming on.
This is Both Sides with DJ and Hanee podcast. We'll be back, y'all.
Yeah, that's all in family now. That's my cousin. And hopefully maybe we can do some more live. Maybe I can do a lot more projects with her. You know, stuff that maybe she Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Both Sides with DJ and Hanee podcast. Yes, we are back. We had a great interview, very, very great interview from Jerica. Thank you and shout out to her for all the gems she dropped, all the weight loss tips, the body, mind, spiritual, all of that stuff.
It's like a combo pack.
Yes. Mental, spiritual, and physical transformation. Like, I ain't on the transformation. Little inside joke we had off air. But you guys make sure you check out her page. I'm going to link it to this podcast episode because I know it's an underscore somewhere.
Yeah, it's MSPHYTS_fitness.
Okay, Misfit PH. Misfit PHYTS_fitness. There y'all go. That will be linked definitely on the podcast. Yeah. And if you guys just check out our Instagram period, we always show love to all our guests for numerous amounts of days. So you guys make sure you check them out. Show them some love. Go follow them. Check out their page. It might be an episode that you may need. It may be an episode somebody else may need. So you guys can pass on that. And for what's going on this weekend, baby.
What is going on this weekend? Oh,
we're gonna go try to see us. Me and baby don't run to the movie theaters. Why we don't go run to the movie theaters?
Because it's not all that. And we like the comfort. I'm not gonna lie, I do like the comfort.
Yeah, being comfortable in the movie theaters is important to me. Yeah. Definitely that. So I guess, you wanna be able to pick your seats and stay where you are.
Do you prefer that? Do you like doing that?
Yeah, I'd rather wait.
Really?
And pick my seats and be in a more quieter setting in a movie theater.
So do you prefer the seats to be tilted or you don't mind upright?
Tilted, I'm going to bed. You know that. Upright, I'm going to stay up and pay attention, especially with that 3D stuff flying at me. I used to never be a 3D movie guy, so I just started doing that. I think once I started learning the trick of putting them over my glasses.
Yeah, because I was blind to that. I was like, oh my gosh, what in the world? My thing about 3D.
Us isn't in 3D, right?
No. And if they did, I would love to. That would be awesome.
They tried the scary movie thing on 3D before, though.
I don't think it's enough. I think with ants and certain bugs and animals, it looks better because it's more like, if a spider was coming out 3D, I would definitely try to run from it and leave it. Yeah. But as far as like people, like, what movie did we see in that 3D? It wasn't bad. Charles was Captain Marvel. Did we see that?
Yeah, that was a 3D.
It wasn't bad, but I think more or less because all the action.
He couldn't take it. He didn't like the things coming out.
Yeah, he took his glasses. So he's like,
I don't know.
I don't know how he saw it like that. I mean, you
looked
can
like a
see
little Gary Coleman.
Oh my God, he's so
something like that.
He's so You said Gary. Oh my God.
We had a well, of course, a challenging week. Me and him, of course, still. But parenting is always a constant job. It never stops. We're working on some things. He's getting better. Some days he's not, but you know, still pushing on my son is smart. I don't know, it's just like every year in school he hits one rough patch.
But you know what they say sometimes? Even with geniuses, they don't have social skills. Whereas with a smart kid or adult, it's vice versa. Sometimes No. I'm just saying, like, sometimes it can be extreme, like from one end to the other spectrum. So, say, okay, prime example, in school my sister used to talk a lot. She was a smart girl, but she talked a lot. She couldn't handle it.
You didn't talk a lot in school?
No, I didn't. That's the weirdest thing, I swear. I was not a talker in school. I quote unquote found my voice when I got to college. I was not a speaker. I was more like one of those silent killers. Oh yeah.
I don't see it. Yeah. I don't see your parents telling you was a talker. I don't know.
When I was younger, no. I had more of my make-believe friends and stuff like that. It's a little TMI, but yeah, my sister was so bad. The teachers told my mom she should be either a psychiatrist or motivation speaker. That's my sneaker spoke. What did I say?
Imaginary friends. Now you guys know why.
I'm sure everybody had one. You had one. I know you did.
Imaginary friend? You had friends. You said. You said like you had a crew. Yeah. It was like Hanee and the crew. Whatever. Let's get us out. You gonna take us out of here?
Yeah. Just one thing I want to say is always, Miss Jerica Carter, and she told us a lot of things, especially when it comes to like people losing weight. And one of the things that people should always remind themselves, it does become from internal and outward, and that's for everyday life. And the negativity. Also, she mentioned people surround themselves with negativity. If people around you are negative, have negative energy, you're gonna promote it yourself and you're gonna do it outright.
That's right.
So mentally, physically, we all gotta get together, come full circle. And 2019 is still early for everybody to get what they need to do.
Let's do it. It ain't about just looking right for the beach, you know what I'm saying? Let's look good for that lifestyle. Yes. This is Both Sides with DJ
and Hanee
podcast.
Stay blessed.
Next week, y'all. Can't help yourself, can you?
Hey you guys, we would like to give thanks to various artists who contribute to all our episodes.
Thank you. Love you too. Won't you be my neighbor?
You do like Mr. Rogers, but you're handsome.
Please won't you be? Please won't you be
my neighbor?
Oh man.